Viewer discretion is advised.
Corey and Vinny Bosco's home has now been destroyed twice by back-to-back hurricanes. The house in Daytona Beach was first renovated as a surprise for her husband while he was serving in the Army Reserves.
I had completely renovated the house.
But just 6 weeks ago, Hurricane Ian struck.
The whole house is just filled with muck like this.
They renovated again, and then came Hurricane Nicole.
House is flooded again.
By 9 a.m. on Thursday,
Moscow say they will.
is going to be pretty significant.
At least 100 yards of beach. Then Ian, now Nicole. The water just...
off with the breaking news out of Florida, the major
Storm surge is underway on the East Coast now, running 3 to 5. And again, its point of landfall
First hurricane
north
to make U.S. landfall in November in nearly 40 years. The storm system.
November 10th, the day Hurricane Nicole hits.
Okay. How did you manage? Did you use this boat to tie up the storm, and that was fucking extremely difficult. What do we got going on now? What's the plan? I'm gonna stick this in the water because the other anchor is broken over there somewhere. Okay. It was. Yeah. So obviously we're here because of the rope. It's going across the whole entire canal. Yeah, but if I didn't do it. Yeah, well, I mean, thankfully that did not happen. This has been like this for only 20 minutes. Like, before the storm got back and got this guy's acting like a nut job instead of being like, you know, they were going through a state of emergency. I mean, you know why I don't care what they have to say? Because I put the anchor over there on Ian, right? Yeah. They called the code inspector and said, oh my God, the anchor's in the water over there, when it wasn't even near them. Okay. So they pulled this shit before. Alright, the only concern we have was just the rope. You're saying this is a super temporary thing and it just happened and you're about to fix it now? Look what happened. I mean, we had... No, I get the issue. I know, you guys... I'm just saying, the rope across the water... Yeah, I don't, because I'm going to go... I get a rope over there, drop the anchor, pull the line over, and... Why is it that the anchor goes so far? This is all... This is not even mud. This is, it's powder. I call it powder. Anything over here, there's nothing there. In fact, it's got to be only 4 feet deep. Is the dock there, or? It was. I have no idea what that's going to look like after. Well, there's no way to secure anything. Because, like, I see the post right there. It was all there before this, and then it literally is lifting up with the weight of that water. It's just pulling everything up because those pieces want to float. So it's bringing that entire section up. I know this isn't ideal, but what about these trees? Any chance you can secure the trees? Yeah, we got you right here secured to that tree. But I mean, to the point where we can take off the other side? I'm going to go out there and float and roll over there and drop this anchor and pull it over there right now. Does that boat run? It does. It was working before. I was going to kind of light catch. You don't think it's well? I don't. It's there to Detroit diesel. So gotcha. It'll run for 100 years. Alright. Literally. This boat sat for 30 years on in order to do it. Like, we have a marine unit coming by with a boat. Do you need any help in order to accomplish this safely? I don't think it's that. I was going for kind of light catch. You don't think it's well? I couldn't hear. I don't think it's calmed down enough that, you know, because the water was up here. The water was a lot higher. It was over. Right. It was up here. So you don't need the marine unit's help to come out and help you? No, I'll go drop the anchor out there and take it. I'll go for him. No, yeah, that. I don't know. Because our whole job is half of our job is angry neighbors. Yes, sir. My dock is right here. Okay, yeah, we were trying to get in touch with you by phone, but you weren't picking up the phone. Oh, that's driving over here. I got you. We're fixing it now. Yeah, it's being fixed now. It's going to be removed and it's going to be put on an anchor. So. Don't tie up to my fucking dock again. Okay, well, hey, let's. Are you serious? Get out of here. Go. Come on, just go. Now we're gonna go back this way. We can't act like.
So, just to be clear, I understand why you don't want him on your dock. That makes sense. I wouldn't want anybody tied to my dock either. His boat was about to float away. It was an emergency circumstance. Hasn't been too long, but other than that, his boat would be floating away right now. So he's about to fix it. He's about to get it off your dock.
Okay, there's more to it than that, though. First thing, he was tied up this high on the pier. If he had tied to a cleat, it'd be a hell of a lot safer. That could, if a boat went by there, it could just tear my dock apart. Not only that, the rope was neck high, and there's kids that come down here on jet skis.
I hear you.
So. And also, so he's anchored out before, and then he's left them out there for days, and they block all the boat traffic.
In which case, call in, take pictures. God forbid you need to report it to your insurance. Take pictures of it and report it. But if we're already out here fixing it, you don't got to come over and start cursing at him. It just doesn't do
Okay.
it. That's all.
I appreciate you coming out.
No problem. We're happy to help anytime. He's gonna fix it right now. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's like I said, document it, take pictures, and if you get damage or anything like that, report it. Simple as that. All right.
Well, I mean, it's definitely possible for the boat.
The anchor broke.
That was the problem.
Yeah, he just bought another one. He just brought back another one.
You know, if he had just knocked on my door and asked me if I could tie up to the dock, we could have worked it out.
It sounded like it was kind of like an emergency. Like he needed to get that tied up, so
He went straight to the store and just brought that one back. I don't know how long that took, but I wasn't here when it happened.
Yeah. Okay, well, again, I appreciate you coming out.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. He canceled, Marine. What's this guy's? He's fixing this right now.
Hurricane Ian continues its catastrophic rampage. The Category 4 storm moving at an excruciatingly slow pace. Only 8 miles per hour forward progress. Not much faster than a person going for a jog. More than 1 million Floridians have no power right now. Hurricane Ian made landfall, tied as the 5th most powerful storm ever to hit the United States. A Category 4 hurricane, maximum sustained winds 150 miles an hour, just shy of a Cat 5.
Where this storm is right above them, raining down with heavy, heavy winds. It's a...
Nicole, now Hurricane Nicole, that official word coming moments ago, coming ever closer to our coastline. The storm expected to make landfall late into the night.
We just received this update in the last couple of minutes. Let's get straight over to our first alert weather team following these latest developments. Let's start with our chief meteorologist, Steve Weigel.
We were broadcasting right over there, but that has fallen into the ocean. Look at the house we were standing in.
Oh, that's floating, huh?
As the water starts coming up, the Cichowskis run an anchor from the bow of the boat.
All right, I got the ball in. All right. I go back there where everything's flooded. Every time it's calm for a minute. Got to paddle through the wind.
Then a stern line is put out to fight the wind's relentless fury. The stern line holds all night. Once the water is 7 feet higher than normal, the stern line, despite being brand new, cannot handle the stress and snaps.
All right, I gotta go out there in a little boat and move this boat.
Kevin then runs an emergency line across the canal to pull the boat from over the dock before it's too late.
Don't tie up to my fucking dock again.
Okay, hey, let's.
Are you serious? Get out of here. Go.
Come on.
Just go.
Now we're gonna go back. Fix it. He's about to get it off your dock.
Okay, there's more to it than that, though. First thing, he was tied up this high on the pier. If he had tied to a cleat, it'd be a hell of a lot safer. That could, if a boat went by there, it could just tear my dock apart. Not only that, the rope was at neck high, and there's kids that come down here on jet skis.
I hear you.
So. And also, so he's anchored out before, and then he's left them out there for days, and they block all the boat traffic.
In which case, call in, take pictures. God forbid you need to report it to your insurance. Take pictures.
You know, if he had just knocked on my door and asked me if he could tie up to the dock, we could have worked it out.
Mr. Bennett leaves out. He lives in a gated community. He cannot just have someone pull up to his house and knock on his door.
And the fact that his boat was going to float away, I doubt it.
Kevin Cichowski, who held his merchant marine office license, took the necessary steps to secure life and property. Not taking action would have led to a catastrophic environmental disaster, with the canals filled with diesel fuel. All these events took place during the hurricanes and tropical storm that were back to back to back.
If I can get this out there. I fucked everything up. All right, let's see what I can do. I gotta go all the way out.
It was a Category 1 storm, but the impact of Nicole ranked far higher for Floridians who saw their homes swept off their foundations in a rare November hurricane. Tonight, evacuees from Florida's East Coast yearning to return to see if their properties are among those declared unsafe to enter after a pounding storm surge as high as 5 feet eroded the sand beneath them. While we are still officially in hurricane season, the destruction from Nicole this late in the year took many off guard. Tonight, the now weakened storm has exited Florida, but is being felt by millions of others.
As cleanup around the state begins. So Elise Preston is joining me now from Daytona Beach, Florida. Hey, Elise, I got to tell you, I was really kind of caught off guard by the level of damage that we're seeing. It's a Category 1 hurricane. Very quickly, it was downgraded, but boy, did it leave its mark on Daytona Beach.
It absolutely did, and especially...
Look, it split that wood in half. It just destroyed everything. But look, my boat's all right though. I put it out there. But I gotta swim out and untie that. It's all the way out there. It's shallow. There's another one over there. All the way out there. These are the Cichowskis. Hello.
Hello.
The Cichowskis were never served any type of notice that there was a hearing about them. In fact, this isn't their signature.
This is not my signature. This was never received at our house, and this is not my signature.
I never received this, and this is certainly not my signature, because I always write my whole name. Thank you.
And certainly not my signature. No one here signed for this. This doesn't even have our address on it. This is what POMCO shows as evidence. This is why we're suing under the 14th Amendment and due process, because the video you just saw is why we absolutely went to the any type of hearing and defended this case. If we had any type of notice of any type of procedures going on until after we got a loan put against us. A lien put against us, actually. Until we had a lien against this family. So, let me explain the video that you just saw. Alright, so here's the dock. Here's the bulkhead. Here's the boat. Had the anchor out to here. See, here's the dock, and here's the boat. So as the water starts rising, and the pilings just have a little bit of stuff out there, the boat starts pushing against us because the wind is coming from this direction. And as it starts going over, it would end up looking like this. The propeller's over the deck of the dock. So if I was to start the engine at this point, it would chop up everything. So the water being this high at this point, the piling right here, and the water starting to go down, had I allowed this, it would have went just like this and caused that piling to go through. That fuel tank and spill thousands of gallons of fuel in the water. This looked like this. We had a stern line out there from over here to over here during the storm, and we're allowed to do that under this law.
Vessel safety, 327.4109. Anchoring and mooring prohibited.
It reads
Exceptions. 2B. If imminent or existing weather conditions in the vicinity of the vessel pose an unreasonable risk of harm to the vessel or the persons on board unless the vessel anchors. The vessel may anchor until weather conditions no longer pose such risk. During a hurricane or a tropical storm, weather conditions are deemed to no longer pose an unreasonable risk of harm when the hurricane or tropical storm warning affecting the area has expired.
So, to prevent the boat from being on top of the dock and causing a major fuel spill, I rowed over to the other side and tied a line on what was sticking out of the water, which was this. Jim across the way says, Jim across the way says we should have put something on a cleat. But,
Cleat was underwater.
Yeah, his cleat was under,
Doc? Okay, there's more to it than that, though. First thing, he was tied up this high on the pier. If he had tied to a cleat, it'd be a
good 4 feet of water at this point right here. So we just had that. So we tied the line on it. From this side to this side. So we can pull the boat right off that when the water was still high enough to do that. Because if I had waited, this water was starting to rapidly lower. This was going to lower right on top of that. So I put the line across the way, pulled it right off. That's when he calls the police on us.
Don't tie up to my fucking dock again. Okay.
The police act very professional about it. And as soon as they leave, I finish anchoring the back line, pulling it off. Then it goes into that video the next day because the boat's sitting like this. And we take the
pulley.
So the next day we take the anchor out of the water. And the boat goes back because now it's sitting back at the normal level again. And it's not that big of a deal. But to Mr. Bennett, it was. He goes and tells his friends to call up, and they don't even live over here. He tells them to call up and say that we have a derelict boat because we put an anchor out. And we only just found this out because we had no notice. Because if we had notice, we would have A, showed the video of the boat getting turned around under its own power, and 2, we would have simply cited this law and been done with it. But that is not what happened. No one got served, and we had zero idea this was going on. The 2 times the code inspector came by, he told us to move the mooring balls. And we did, and that was it. We were never given notice. No notice is claimed to be given in person. We had no idea a hearing was going on because we would have went there, cited this, and been done with it. But the city decided to say derelict boat, even though this doesn't even meet the qualifications of that. It was running under its own power to move around before the storm. And after the storm, but not during the storm because these propellers would have tore this up and possibly put a hole right here, spilling fuel over the place.